in SportsCenter.
I'm Chris Berman. Let's get straight to the action. In our first game this week, we had the Rams stroll away with a 14-point win. In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Bengals pick up win number 2. The Seahawks won this contest, but will stay at the second place in the NFC West. Caldwell played well despite the loss and showed us why he's ranked up at the top of the league. Ellis threw 3 strikes to the end zone and helped his Packers beat the Chargers. Right by Lady Liberty in New York, we had the Jets come away with a 2-point nail-biting win. Vikings, Redskins. Taylor Jacobs is so dangerous inside the red zone. And call signals at the 5, and there it is, a quick post, a slant touchdown. The Redskins go on to win this by the final score of 40-21. Down in Texas Stadium, we had the Cowboys narrowly coming out on top by 5. The Chiefs' defense held their opponents to under 100 rushing yards in their win at Nashville. The Bills won at home and will stay home for next week's game when they meet the Dolphins. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris, thanks. In front of you, we've got the AFC Infirmary Report. And as you can see, they were hit hard this week. DeVard Darling sticks out on this list as one of the more costly injuries. Tests at the stadium revealed a broken kneecap, so he'll be out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. In front of you, we've got the NFC list. And as you can see, they could form their own mash unit. Chris Jenkins will be on the sidelines for a while, so this defense will need to do some reshuffling in his absence. He'll be out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. Now, on to even bigger news, as you may have already heard. Bradley had to be placed on injured reserve, so he'll be on the sidelines for the rest of the year. Just a key blow to the heart of this defense. Now we'll move on to our top story of the day. Howell will be on the sidelines for a while, and that is not good news for his club. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
The Giants lost this one, but will stay at number 1 in the NFC East. Fuller stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. We had a big trade also of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
Over now to news of a trade that might have some ramifications. Wilson leaves the Raiders and heads to the Falcons. And it's clear this was an area of their football team that needed somebody. In exchange, they'll get someone to beef up their roster. Hoffman ought to be a good addition up front, as he'll add a little muscle to an offensive line that could certainly use it.
Arnold threw 3 strikes to the end zone and helped his Broncos beat the Browns. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris. Let's switch gears and talk about players that'll have new homes in the National Football League, as free agency continues to play such a huge role in determining a team's makeup. Parsons is on the move, as you see, as he accepts a pretty good offer to leave his current club. 4 years, $5.0 million. Bryan will also have a new address for a while as he signs a 4-year contract with the Patriots. Collier is going to find himself with a new club, and he'll be in a new tax bracket too. 3 years, $4.7 million. Parks got snatched up as well, and he signs a 2-year contract with the Panthers.
In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Colts win their 10th game of the season. By the warm waters of Tampa Bay, we had the Buccaneers put on a display and win by 21 points. And in our final game, we had the Panthers come away victorious. So another week in the books here on ESPN, but what do you say we hand out a few game balls before we go? Here's my prime-time players. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.